and welcome to Glasgow Rangers Nation, guys. Look, it is... I think, look, let's get one thing straight. No matter what we see between now and the end of the season, it is pretty much dead, meaningless games. Games that don't carry a lot on them. And I think there is a huge misunderstanding between the club and its present interim manager, which is leading to frustration from the fans, frustration to some degree from the manager, the one we've got, not the one we're going to get, and confusion. And I think it needs clearing up. Sooner rather than later. I mean, look, decent. First half was shite, absolute shite. Second half was a lot better. I thought, taking off Bayrami, bringing on Hamza provided a major spark. How Barry Ferguson cannot see that starting Hamza through the middle instead of Cyril Dessers is the only way forward for the rest of the season is quite frankly beyond me. Genuinely, I don't understand it. Genuinely don't get it. I thought the team selection was absolutely awful. I'll be honest with you, when the team came out this morning at 10:45, I thought it was just the wrong team, completely the wrong team. I think this is because of the misunderstanding. And I think the misunderstanding is quite clear. On one hand, you've got a fan base that wants to see some of these players that probably are going to be here next season. The Danios, the Hamzas, the Oscar Cortezes, the Bailey Rices, I know some of these went on the bench today, Xander Hutton, Paul Ncio, etc., etc. They want to see these guys get minutes because we want to be able to see, have these players got a future at the club? Are these players capable of producing something for the club? Are these players who can go on to actually do something next season that is going to be useful? Whereas on the field, we are seeing players who are not either in theory or hopefully going to be here next season. I'll be honest with you, but we know, for example, let's take, for example, Tom Lawrence. He brings Tom Lawrence on when the game is over and the game is won. For what reason? Tom Lawrence is going at the end of the season. We know that. He's going to Wrexham. He's leaving. What is the point in bringing Tom Lawrence on? I'll explain why he did it in a minute. Okay, I will get to that. Why make changes? Why play players like James? In theory, we all, I think, the vast majority of sensible, level-headed, normal, get it Rangers fans know that next season that James Tavernier cannot be here, that Cyril Dessers cannot be here, that Leon Balogun, as much as I love Big Leon with his injury history this season, cannot be here. Ridvan is leaving. He said that. Liam Kelly cannot be here. We know that is the case. If you are, I think, a normal, sensible, level-headed Rangers fan, you know that. If you know something about the game of football, you know those players cannot be here, because if they are here next season, Celtic win another treble. It's simple as that. But Barry Ferguson in his team selections, to me, is showing the confusion. And the confusion is that Barry genuinely still believes that he can get this job. That's why he is naming the teams that he names. I think genuinely, if he was told, look, I'm sorry, Barry, but you're not going to get the job. You haven't got a hope in hell of getting the job. And I'll tell you why in a moment. Then your job is to get this team and look at these players for next season. We want to see the young players. We want to see some of these squad players. Are they good enough for the club? Then we probably would see Bailey Rice. Then we would say Finlay Curtis. Then we would see Paul Ncio. Then we would see Danilo and Cortez and so on and so forth. We wouldn't see crap like Bayrami, awful footballer, Tom Lawrence, Cyril Dessers, James Tavernier. We genuinely wouldn't. And, yes, Cyril Dessers scores a goal today. Wow, well done, Cyril Dessers. You scored the second goal today, but you missed a sitter as well. You have it in a nutshell why Cyril Dessers he should not be on this park ever again for Rangers. And look, realistically, I wouldn't play him for the last few games of the season because we don't need to see him. We know he's shit. We know we're going to sell him if anyone has half a brain at the club, they're going to sell him in the summer. So look, at the end of the day, we do need to look at some of these other players. But like I said, this is down to the confusion that Barry Ferguson, I think, genuinely believes that he has a chance to get the job. And I've heard some comments, and I've had comments from some fans that think he should get the job. I genuinely think if you are sitting there tonight and sitting there tomorrow morning, whenever you're watching this video, and you think that Barry Ferguson could be the next manager of Rangers, you need to give your head a severe wobble. If you want to finish third or fourth next season, fine, appoint Barry, because that's where we'll finish. He is tactically naive. His in-game management is poor. His management of substitutions is poor. He's more stubborn than Philippe Clement. Tactically, he is just awful. He's unprofessional. There's a whole host of reasons why this man shouldn't get the job. He has probably about 35-36% win percentage now. He's got a career win percentage of about 42%. This is not a man that you would put in charge of Rangers. As I've said on numerous occasions, if Barry Ferguson was not staunch and had not been captain of Rangers, he would not even get a sniff of this job, because he is not good enough. If I came to you and said, I've got a manager lined up for Rangers for next season who has a win percentage of 42% over his jobs, has been sacked from every job he's been in bar one, and he's going to be our next manager, you would think I'd gone stark raving bonkers and you would be up in arms. I guarantee that. And that's the truth of the matter. So that's, I think, why we're getting the teams we're getting. That's genuinely why. But someone needs to sit him down and say, Barry, you're not going to get the job, mate. I'm sorry, but you're just not good enough to be the manager of Rangers. You genuinely aren't. If you think he is, I'd love to know why you think he is, because he's just everything you don't want as a manager. Look, second half was good. Second half they played well. We finally saw a decent performance, as we often do when Rangers have got nothing to play for, when the league is dead, when the games are dead, when the pressure is not on, that's when they perform. And what we've got to start to see is a more positive side to that. We've got to start to see that in games where the pressure is on, where it does actually matter. That's what we need to start seeing from the start of next season. The positives from the game, obviously, Nicholas Raskin was absolutely outstanding again, absolutely brilliant. 2 assists again today. I genuinely believe we're going to struggle to hang on to him. Absolutely struggle to hang on to the guy. He is different level, different class. I thought that Hamza Igman, that goal he scored, was an absolute worldie. Skill at times he showed as well. That level where he's juggling the ball and he flicks it over the Aberdeen defender's head. I mean, unbelievable. How anyone can think that he is not better than Cyril Dessers is just absolutely beyond me. I mean, the guy is just absolute different level. I mean, if he were to put it into sort of football terms, if Hamza Igman is Champions League, then Cyril Dessers is Sunday Park League. I mean, that is the difference in class between these two players. Watch them. Dessers hasn't got anywhere near the same skills, talent or ability that Hamza Igman has got. As I said on the video yesterday, also this morning, that's why Premier League clubs are interested in Hamza Igman. That's why no Premier League club has ever looked at Cyril Dessers. I mean, if Dessers is that good a goal scorer, why are the likes of those clubs that are desperate for goals and desperate in the Premier League to score goals not looking at him? Because he's not very good. That's the reason why. The January transfer window, when the likes of Ipswich and Wolves and Leicester and West Ham and Southampton were desperate to get out of trouble and desperate to find goal scorers. Did any of them come knocking on our door for Cyril Dessers? No, of course they didn't. Why? Because he's not very good. So there you go. I thought John Souttar did well again today. Another top performance. It's what I've said all season to some effect, that you've got a core of a decent team. You've got to supplement it with some quality players. Don't get me wrong. You've got to play players in their right positions, and you've got to get a manager and a head coach that genuinely knows what he's doing. Like I said, I think, in the likes of Dujon Sterling, John Souttar, Nicholas Raskin, Mohamed Diamonde, Connor Barron, Hamza Igman, you've got some good players. You've got some very good players who could be the core of a very good squad with some additions, with 5-6 additions around them. I think you probably could get more out of them. Václav Černý was excellent again today. Took his goal brilliantly. Unlucky not to score the fourth. Goes in off Jefte, obviously. Again, I'd love to keep hold of him. Whether we can, I don't know. I think it depends whether we've got the money to do that. Even with the 49ers money, are they going to want to spend £8 to £10 million to keep Černý? That's the big question. Or are they going to want to use that money to buy two players, for example? I don't know. It is a question that will need to be discussed. But Václav Černý, I think, is just different class. He really is. He can do something in a moment what no other player on the park can, well, apart from Hamza possibly, can do. Beat a man, turn a game, hit a shot, smash it in from distance, or go into the box and put one in the back of the net. He has that quality. There was, to some degree, the element of free-flowing attacking football that we have seen, this afternoon in the second half, that we want to see going forward, and certainly hope that the next couple of games that towards the end of the season we actually do see that, and they try and finish the season on a high, but there you go. That's where we're at. I mean, Nadim Bayrami has got to be sold. He is just absolute joke. He's an imposter of a footballer. I mean, he needs to go back to Italy or somewhere because he is just awful. But look, there's a core of a team there. Raskin is excellent. Raskin was unbelievable again today, just absolutely superb. And all you Celtic fans saying Engels is the best Belgian, you just don't know football. This guy is on a different level to whatever that guy's called, Smengels, Engels, Dengels, Dangles, whatever he's called. Just not on the same level as Nicholas Raskin, who is just pure class in a glass. Guys, let me know your thoughts on the game this afternoon. Thank you for watching Glasgow Rangers Nation. As always, guys, on the way out, if you've enjoyed the content, like, comment, share and subscribe. Obviously, drop me a comment about what you thought. If you're going to be insulting, fuck off. I'm not interested. If you're going to come on and call me a mong or tell me to grow up or whatever like that, then I'm going to ban you. Guys, because I just don't need it. I just genuinely don't need it. Thanks for watching. We are the people.